Welcome to AIMS India's online classes. Today, from our science subject, we are going to learn one interesting topic. So, what is that? It is about light and shadow. So, our new chapter name is Light and Shadow. Okay, children? So, we will be experiencing this light and shadow in our daily life. Is it not? So, even when you go out in the morning, you'll be able to see all the things which are surrounded to you. No, inside the house and outside the house, you'll be able to see everything. No, because of the light produced by the sun. Suppose if you enter in a dark room where there is no light, or in the nights when there is no light, you will not be able to see things clearly, or else you will not be able to see things at all. No, when there is no light, it will be completely dark. Why you are not able to see the things? Because there is no light. Okay, so light is very important for us. Okay, children, and again, this light is of many types. No, so we are having many types of lights. So that is what we are going to learn in this lesson. Clear, children? So before we are learning the concept, let us check what we are going to learn. So we are going to learn about the transparent light, translucent light, and opaque materials. Okay, so these are like transparent, translucent, and opaque materials are some materials which are going to produce light. Okay, some materials produce light and some does not. So what are they? That we are going to learn. And we are also going to learn about the shadows. No, shadows also, you experience your shadow like wherever you go on a sunny day, like in the afternoon or in the late mornings. No, so in the mid afternoons, your shadow is going to follow you. No, your shadow, it is a dark shape of your body, dark shape of your body. So it is going to follow you. It is nothing but a shadow. Okay, children. So that all we are going to learn here now. So we have learned in earlier classes that objects that produce light are called luminous objects. So what are luminous objects, children? Objects which are going to produce light. We call them as luminous objects. Object is nothing but a thing. For example, a tube light. Okay, that is one object. No, we call things which produce light as luminous objects. So they help us to see the non-luminous objects which do not produce light. What does this luminous objects do? They are going to help us to see the non-luminous objects. No, as I said before, like what happened? I said that in the light we will be able to see the things. And if in the nights, if there is no light, then we will not be able to see the things around us. No. So then what we will do? We will going to switch on the light. So when you switch on the light, you will be able to see the things. So then here light becomes the luminous object, where you were able to see all the non-luminous objects. Like you might be having your book, you might be having your chair, a sofa, a cot. No, whatever objects are there which do not produce light are called as non-luminous objects which do not produce light. Clear, children? So here is a picture for you, and you have to put a tick mark against luminous objects and cross mark against non-luminous objects. Okay, so let us see what are luminous and non-luminous objects here. Tube light, what is it? It is producing light. No, so you have to put a tick mark for luminous objects. Again, candles, this also produce light. Tube lamp, this also produce light. Okay, still window, through window also we will be getting the light, because this is completely glass, transparent glass. No, if it is morning or a daytime, then the outside light will be passed through that transparent glass inside the room. So even this also becomes a luminous object. Okay, children? And whatever we are having here, so we are having toy, which is again non-luminous because it does not produce light. Again, books, no. Wall, no. Cushion, no. Okay, these four objects do not produce light, whereas tube light, window, candle and table lamp, these objects produce light. Okay, so these are all luminous objects. Okay, children. So non-luminous objects are made from different materials. Yes or no? So if you see here, you can observe. See, books, what are they made up of? They are made up of paper. No. And wall here is made up of cement, bricks. No. And toy maybe of with rubber or a plastic. Cushion with cloth. So these are all non-luminous objects which are made up with different materials. Like as I said, like wood, paper, cement, brick, plastic, rubber, all this. No, we'll be having so many. So they are made up from different materials. Okay. And materials can be grouped on the basis of the amount of light they allow to pass through them. Okay, so in the beginning we have discussed about three materials. What are they? Transparent, translucent and opaque. Okay, so these materials, they are nothing but the materials, and these materials are grouped on the basis of the amount of light they allow to pass. So how can we divide the material as transparent or opaque or translucent is by the light, the amount of light they allow to pass, the amount of light they produce. According to that, the materials have been grouped. Okay, children. See, here is an activity to know how the materials can be identified. See, here the first activity is you have to take a clear see-through plastic cover. No, plastic covers in everyday life we will be using plastic covers. So a clear plastic cover. Okay, and a sheet of butter paper. Butter paper, normally to prepare cakes and all that we will be using this butter paper. Not only that, even for drawing also you'll place a butter paper on the drawing, and you can just copy the drawing as it is with the help of the butter paper. Okay, so it's a transparent paper again, and an A4 size color chart, or sorry, not color chart, chart paper, any chart paper, A4 size chart paper. And chart paper, how will be the quality, children? It is thick in size. No, thick paper. Okay, so you are taking three materials. What is that? A clear plastic cover, a sheet of butter paper. You can also call this butter paper as trans paper also. Trans paper, we call it in that name also. Okay, and A4 size chart paper. Now what you have to do? You have to take a clear plastic cover, butter paper and A4 size chart paper. So ask your friend to stand in front of you. Just imagine, ask your friend to stand in front of you, and now try to see your friend through each of this plastic cover, butter paper and chart paper. No, when your friend stands in front of you, first hold the clear plastic cover, which is very transparent, and just in front of your face, and try to see your friend through that paper. Are you able to see that? See him? Yes, you can see him because it is a clear transparent plastic cover. No, so you will be able to see him. Again, second, what you do? Now you take the butter paper. Okay, you take the butter paper and now try to see him. you can see him, but you cannot completely clearly see him as you can see through a plastic paper, that is a clear plastic cover. No, you can just see him, but it's like a partial shape of his face, of his face organs like eyes and all that. You can just see a partial shade of his face. Okay, and the third time what you do with this chart paper, you just hold a A4 size chart paper in front of your face and try to see your friend's face who is standing opposite to you. Can you see? No. This A4 size chart paper is completely blocking your light, where you will not be able to see the opposite person's face. Okay children, so by this what you could understand that you will be able to see your friend clearly through the clear plastic cover, partially through the butter paper, and not at all through the chart paper. Okay, so then what did we understand? That materials that allow light to pass through them completely are called as transparent materials. So in the name only it is written that it is transparent, that is see-through. It is visible, 100% visible. Okay, like materials which allow the light to pass, okay, completely, which is going to allow the light to pass through them completely, are called as transparent materials. Now, for example, children, like most of us might have seen this fish aquariums. No, fish aquariums. So, how do they store the fish? Where do they store the fish? In a glass container. Very transparent, clear glass container. In that container, they'll add water, and in the water, they will be adding the fishes. No, so we will be able to see the fishes which are there in the container in the water very clearly, because the glass and also the water both are transparent materials. Both are transparent materials. Why? Because the light is going to pass through them completely. So that is why we are able to see the fishes in that. Clear, children? Yes. So here you have got some examples of transparent materials. As I said, clear glass, clear water, and clear plastic sheet. Clear plastic sheet also. Even these days, because we are affected with this coronavirus, so everybody are wearing a plastic mask shield to our faces, which is made with plastic. No, which we are covering, where we are covering our face with this plastic sheet. So we are able to see everyone in front of us. Even though we are wearing a shield to protect our face, no, to protect our face from the virus, still we are able to see everything in front of us. Why? Because this plastic sheet is also a transparent material. If it is a clear plastic sheet, which is having no color, clear. Clear, children? Yes. Now, materials that allow light to pass through them partially. Like I said, like when you had a butter paper or a trans paper in front of you, you were not able to see your friend's face very clearly. It was only a partial shade. No, these are called as translucent. Okay, translucent material. Okay, and examples of translucent materials are butter paper, frosted glass, and colored glass. So frosted glass. So if you somebody in our homes also will be having this frosted glasses for windows, and if you go to some hospitals, some hotels, no, even you can see there the divider or the windows. So they will be having this frosted glass, where you can see the glass. you will be having the window, you will be having the glass, but you will not be able to see very clearly the opposite persons, or in the what is going to happen or what is happening in the opposite room, because it is covered with a frosted glass or a colored glass. Okay, so these are called as translucent materials. Clear, children? And now see here, picture, clear water. If you just put anything in this water, you can see it very clearly, it is visible very clearly. And this is frosted glass. See here, no, this glass will block the light. Partially it is going to block the light. It does not allow the light to pass through it completely. So where we will not be able to see what is going to what is happening there, or what are they in that other side, opposite side. Clear, children? This is called as translucent material. Even so, clear water, children, just a minute. Clear water is nothing but a transparent material, no? So whatever is there in the water, you can clearly see it, no? And it is allowing the light to pass completely. So that is why this is a transparent material. And frosted glass, as I said, so for some windows in hotels, hospitals, even in our houses also, we prefer to have this type of glasses. And what does this frosted glass do? As I said, it is going to block the light partially. Partially. You can just see the shade of the opposite side objects, where you cannot see them completely clearly. So partially it is going to block the light. Okay. So this we call as a translucent material. Now, so here you have got a bag and a book. So what is this? These are opaque materials. Okay. Opaque is nothing but where it is going to completely block the light. So can you see what is inside the bag, children? What is inside the book? No, you cannot see. No, because the light is not allowed to pass from this bag, from this material. That is the plastic, and here the paper, cardboard. Okay, so these materials which do not allow the light to pass, or which are going to block the light, are called as opaque materials. Clear, children? Now, yes, and now materials that block light or do not allow light to pass through them are called as opaque materials. For example, opaque materials are wood, bag, books, and etc. Okay, here the spelling of opaque is written, is correctly not printed, children. Just correct it. Okay, yes. And here is a fact. What is the fact? About the mirror. No, we have mirror and we love mirror very much. Why do we love mirror? We love to see our faces in the mirror. No, everyone. No, that is why we love the mirror. Is this mirror a transparent object? Is this mirror a transparent object? So a question might arise in your minds. So when you get the question, then the answer is no. It is not a transparent object. Why? Because we cannot see objects on the other side of the mirror. On the other side of the mirror, only we can see our image clearly, or whatever are there in front of that mirror, that images can be seen. But the images which are to the other side, or you can say to the back side of the mirror, that cannot be seen. So that is why it is not a transparent object. Clear, children? Understood? Yes. So what are the three materials where the light is going to pass? Is the first one is the transparent materials, where the light is allowed to pass completely. Another one is translucent material, where a partial light is going to be passed. And the other one, the third one, is opaque material, where the light is going to be blocked. Okay, so this was about the materials. Now we'll have to learn about the shadows. Okay, so I was telling you so in the beginning that when you walk on the roads, when you come out of your houses, or when you are going to walk out of your houses, you can see your shadow following you, especially on a sunny day. Sunny day in the sense where you are able to get the sunlight. Suppose in the mornings, late mornings, afternoons, mid afternoons, no, until evening, you can see your light, your shadow following you. Okay, what is this shadow? Your shadow is the dark shape where light is blocked. No, when you are walking, what happened? You are blocking the light, and because of that, you are getting the shadow. No, it is just as your body shape only. No, so this is nothing but like a shadow. So any non-living or living thing can have this shadow. It is not that you, in the sense only human beings will have shadow. Any non-living or living things, they will have shadow. Even not only in daytime, even in nights also, if you keep something under the light also, even the shadow is going to reflect wherever the light is not going to be past that area, so you will have the shadow. Okay, children, and we know that a shadow is formed when an object is placed in front of a source of light. In front of source of light, that's what I was telling. It's not that only sunlight or in the daytime. Okay, so wherever there is a source of light, and in that light, any object, if any object here is nothing but a thing, any object is placed, so a shadow is going to be formed. A shadow is going to be formed. Clear? So even in the daytime also, you just under the light, or in your room, if you sit and just put your hand on any object, so your hand shadow will be clearly visible. Why? Because your hand is blocking the light. No, and that is reflected in the form of a shadow. Okay, so let us perform an activity to understand the formation of shadows by transparent, translucent and opaque objects. And here also, so how these shadows are going to be formed by these different materials. What are those materials? Transparent, translucent and opaque objects. Okay, so we are going to perform one activity and we are going to understand it. So what is this activity? Like, what is our aim, children? To understand the formation of the shadow by these materials, transparent, translucent and opaque materials. What do you need? A transparent plastic sheet, again transparent, okay, plastic sheet, that is clear plastic sheet. A translucent tracing sheet, tracing paper, I said, tracing paper, trans paper, butter sheet, all these are the same, okay. And a cardboard, again all three are of A4 size only, okay. And a torch and a screen, a torch light and a screen, some screen, you can just take it as a screen. And what you have to do, take the plastic sheet, the tracing sheet, the cardboard sheet and the torch. So you hold the torch and you take all these three papers, different type of sheets, okay, and hold the objects one by one in front of the screen. क्या क्या आया? So hold the objects one by one in front of the screen and project the light from the torch onto each object. Okay, so what you have to do, children, you have to hold the objects one by one, one after the other, and you have to hold it in front of the screen and you have to project the light. Okay, so project the light from the torch onto that particular object. So in between, in the middle, you must have the object. Okay, this is the object. So you must have the torch light and you must have the screen here. So you have to project the light onto this object, and this reflection is going to placed on this screen. Okay, this is how you have to do this. Okay, and what you are going to observe, and the observation is, the first one is, you will see that the opaque cardboard sheet blocks the light completely and hence forms a clear and dark shadow on the screen. The opaque cardboard sheet, like A4 size cardboard sheet, that is going to block the complete light. Okay, so you can see a clear and a dark shadow on the screen. Like whatever the shape is there of an object, suppose you have taken a ball, you can see a clear dark round shape on that screen. That is nothing but the shadow of the ball here. Okay, and the translucent tracing sheet partially blocks the light and thus forms a lighter shadow. The translucent tracing sheet. So because this is not going to block the light completely, only partial light. No. So here you can see a lighter shadow. Lighter shadow. It is not that much dark. The shadow is not so much dark as in the first one. This is little lighter on the screen. Okay. And the third one, the transparent glass. It does not block the light from passing through it and hence does not form any shadow. If you take any transparent glass, okay, this is not going to block the light. Because of that, there is no shadow on the screen. Clear, children? So try to do this so you will have a very clear understanding. So hope you have understood this, what I have said to you. Clear? Yes. So this is how the shadows are going to form, and the shadows are going to be different from each other when we are going to use this different type of materials. Clear, children? So hope you have understood this. So we will be continuing the lesson in tomorrow's class. Until then, take care, stay well, and goodbye. Last ending slide बोलना उसने यहाँ को मैं रख ली थी. Visit our website www.aimstoday.in for other information regarding online classes, quizzes, live worksheets, DIY activities, English classes, coding. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates.